Well, well, well. Welcome back, my little bitty birds. Hope you've been enjoying the ride. Wacka wacka. Squawk. Angry Johnny here, Thoth Trades. This one's going out to my little bitty bird, personal friend of mine. Hope you enjoy it. Anyway, today's Wednesday, April 23rd. We have some, always look at the forexfactory.com. Watch out for red folder news on the USD, right? Everything's correlated. So from 9:35 to 10, watch the markets because we have these PMIs coming out, this flash manufacturing. Sometimes these things will give you a little manipulation in the markets, either to the upside or downside, just to take some people out, get them in the wrong direction. So let's go ahead and jump over here to XRP. We're on the daily chart, and what I have marked out is I have this gap marked out on the daily chart. The gaps is, you see how this candle has this wick here, and then you have this big down candle, and then you have another candle that has a wick that's going up, and there's an inefficient, this is the inefficiency and this is the gap, because between this wick and this wick there's a gap. There's no trading in there. It's just one down close candle. There's no balance here. So usually the market will come into these areas, and if it blows through the area, you look for it to come back and retest it, and then it would go higher. Or if it comes up to the area and hits it and then starts to go lower, you know, that would be like your resistance. So you would look for lower prices, as we did on this chart, on this daily gap that I had marked out before. You see how we came down and then we hit it, and then we went up. As now you can see that we've actually taken out this news high. That was that Trump news high I was talking about that we're going to come back to. The market likes to come back to these areas and take them out. So right now, as of today, we are in this inefficiency. So usually what I look for to see how it reacts, like I just said, if we're going to hit it and go lower, start selling. If we're going to go above it and might retest it, we're going to go up. And then we also have this inefficiency in this gap that's up here with also these highs. So what I'm thinking is, if we're able to get through this gap, this inefficiency right here, we might be coming up into this inefficiency and then roll over. But we could come up and go through this inefficiency, and then we're going to be targeting this high here, right? And then what I do is I put this ray on these things, and then what I'll type out is my buy side. That'd be my buy side. What the hell? Buy side liquidity. Okay, that's what I usually do, because that's where all the money is setting above these things, because this is where people usually put their stop loss, so the market will come back up to take them out. So if we start seeing higher prices and we blow through this, we could keep going up and target this area. I want to drop you down to a 1 minute chart real quick. As you can see, we're in this inefficiency right now on the lower time frame. So what you do is you get kind of like your trend on your higher time frames, and then when you hit these lower time frames, these are your entry areas, so you can get a tight entry, a really close entry, better on your money. So as of now, if we're looking at this, do you see how we're at this midpoint? That's what this dotted line is, of that inefficiency on the higher time frame, this whole blue shaded area. See how we're kind of reacting off of this midline? So what they could be doing right now is they could be waiting for, because as the time right now is 8:23, they could be waiting for that news that's coming up to do a manipulation. And usually what they'll do is they might go drop it lower, then they'll go up, or drop it, go higher, and then go lower. It's a little trick they love to do. So as of now, we're kind of at that midpoint. So with me looking at this right now, how we've been going up is, if we pull out a little bit, see how we had this nice run to the upside, and the reason why we did that was to come back to take out that news high, that DJT speak news high. So we've taken that. Now we're at that inefficiency above this. So to me, we could see a run for higher prices. I mean, as of now, we're kind of doing this little retracement, so you might have to watch out though, because it's kind of in an iffy area. It could go either way at this point, but it is kind of a good sign how we're kind of hanging on the upper level of this. But when that news hits, that's the thing, because it very easily that news could come out and this thing could go just slam it down and then start to go up. So it's kind of like an iffy area, if I'm being honest with you. That's just my thoughts, because I kind of play off the market. Like I always say, you have to watch the markets, kind of get your analysis of what you think is going to happen, and then watch and see if that starts to play out in your favor, and then you get into the trade. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and jump, and we're going to go to the hourly chart. So on the hourly chart, you see how we're kind of reacting here? We still have this buy side. So we could see higher prices, honestly. I mean, like I said, on that higher time frame, we could come up to take this buy side, but just be careful for that news, because that news likes to get you sometimes, because everything could be going your way, thinking what your analysis is, and it goes totally opposite. But right now, how we're respecting this inefficiency here, it's just tricky right now, to be honest with you. I would wait to see. This is my final thing. Stop rambling on. Like I've said before, I want to see this thing come up and get above this and have a candle close above this gap right here, this inefficiency. So if we get a close above this, I could see it running on the higher time frames on the daily chart. If we get a close above this, I could see it running up to this area and possibly this buy side. Now, if we don't get a close above this, because we're kind of, see where this candle, we're kind of right on the little midpoint of it in this inefficiency, we could get a drop lower just to take people out and then proceed higher. So I hope that helps out. I mean, like I said, it's kind of iffy right now. Wacka wacka squawk.